Hey everybody, yeah, welcome back. It's Thursday afternoon, kind of a coolish day outside. It's in the 40s and kind of breezy, not as windy as yesterday. It was in the 50s yesterday, but there were 40-mile-an-hour winds straight out of the northwest, and they brought some of that colder air in. So woke up, it was in the 30s. It's in the 40s today. It might get to 50, but if we're lucky, today I'm going to do one that I did a long time ago. Actually, it was my 14th review. I went back and watched that last night because, to be honest, I couldn't remember what I'd given it, and boy, that was embarrassing. Those first 40 or 50 reviews I did were actually pretty awful, kind of embarrassing. I thought about one time about re-reviewing all those, say the first 50, and doing a re-review, but I might eventually get around to it. But anyway, 14th review I did. It was my first real sour ale. I'm going to do, it's from product of Belgium. I'm going to do the Monk's Café Flemish Sour Ale. On the website, or on the bottle, it says, "We blend young and old ales to make this mildly sour ale. Light-bodied with a lactic / sour nose and a bit of sweet and sour in the finish. Very refreshing." From the website. Now this is Brouwerij Van Steenberge. They're the ones that make the Golden Drac and Pirate Ale and a few others that I've reviewed. But anyway, it says what was on the bottle, and it says brewed for Monk's Café in Philadelphia, but also available for retail purchase elsewhere. Oud Bruin in style, a traditional blend of young and old beers. It's 5.5% ABV. The first one I did was it also comes in a 4-pack of the smaller bottles. See if I can get, oh man, I can't even get the cage off. But having some trouble with that. There we go. But it's gonna come. Wow, hit the ceiling. At least I'm inside, I can find it. Wow. Huh. Anyway, let's give it a pour here. I know I gave it a 7.5. Haven't had it since then. I had to make out-of-town trips to get it, and they got these on the shelf in our local store now. So, because he asked me about them about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but yeah, now in the glass here it looks brown, but you hold it up to the light, and there's some nice dark amber notes, good clarity to it, couple fingers, maybe a finger and a half of a foamy khaki colored head, a nice looking beer. Like I said, it's almost brown. You put it down here out of the light and it's almost brown in the glass, but you get it up to the light and it's definitely amber. So let's get a nose on it. Okay, yeah, there's some like some burnt sugar, some cider notes. There's almost some candy-like grape aroma, some earthy notes to it. It's got a nice sweet and sour thing going on. There's some subtle tart, like green apple, and maybe some cherries, like some sweet cherries, and just a light, funky lactic note to it. Almost like an acidic apple cider vinegar in there. There's almost a sweet brown sugary malt, and maybe just some light, like barnyard Brett notes. Pretty nice smelling, but fairly mild, so let's get a taste on it. Okay, yeah, now it's mildly sour. Just got a touch of that Brett type wet blanket note. It's a nice. There's some sweetness to it. Again, there's some of that tart green apple in there, and some dark sweet cherry. The apple's almost like apple skin, but there's that brown sugar, maltiness, sweetness to it. So it's a nice mixture of sweet and tart more than sour, but it's mildly sour. Nothing real strong. Nothing like some of the others I've had since. Yeah, it's kind of a silky and creamy mouthfeel though. It feels good. It's light, but the bubbles give it a lot of life on your tongue. Has some of that brown sugar and fruit on the finish. The carbonation is strong. A good deal of carbonation coming up there. It feels like more than it looks like. But it's really nice. Almost, like I said, almost creamy mouthfeel. Definitely, the mouthfeel is definitely a strong point on this beer. Like I said, mildly tart. Mildly sour, but nothing too strong. So let me sit. I will seal this bottle up, and I'll come back in a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's been a half an hour or so. I had a little bit more to the glass, and I wandered around outside, parked across the street, talked to the guy setting up at the farmer's market. It'd be the last one of the year. There's never as many there on Wednesday as there usually are, but as there are on the weekends. And but it's the last one of the year, so had to talk with them. And anyway, it's not a bad day outside. It's just a bit breezy, a bit cool. So I'm enjoying it sitting inside here now too. So yeah, overall this is not a bad sour. It's just not a great sour. It'd be a great sour for if you want to introduce somebody to sour beers. It'd be a good introductory type sour, but it's not anything that's my palate's developed. Definitely not any Love Child or anything even close to that, or any of those goozes I've had. So it's lightly sour. It's pretty simple. Easy drinking, not very complicated. The little touch of funk helps maybe to, get people into sours, but it's definitely not extremely sour. Definitely not like some I've had. So I'm going to stick with the same score I gave it over 3 years ago. My review number 14. And please don't go back and watch that. Those first ones were awful. But I'm gonna give the Monk's Cafe Flemish Sour Ale, Flemish Red from Brouwerij Van Steenberge. Like I said, the same guys that make the Pirate Ale and the Golden Drax and a few others that I reviewed. They make darn good beers. This isn't a bad beer. It's just not a super sour. Like I said, a good intro beer. So 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to keep the same score. So till next time, everybody. Cheers. Let's keep drinking good beers.